Welcome to the Alert Zone TV. I'm the Wizard Uncle James. I would love for you guys and you girls to become active citizens. You guys and girls already know how to do that. Shout out to everybody because this is a worldwide movement. We are live. We on location uh, in Dallas, the DFW area. Uh, First off, I want to shout out my cousin for letting me film this in his apartment. I hadn't been wanting to film and I hadn't had time. Before we get started, I want to say this. Shout out to all the truckers out there. It's that time of the year. Some of us, we going through it. It's like a bloodbath out here. We scavenging, trying to find work, trying to keep our families going and what have you. So it's just that rough time right now. We out here on, like I said, we on location. So shout out to all my truckers. Shout out to everybody. Second off, as you come in, make sure you hit a button, hit the likes button, all that good stuff. All right, we got Sidewalk Talk. What's going on? I appreciate you for jumping in, man. Just wanted to have this little discussion. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody. This is the worldwide movement, definitely. Shout out to the gun tubers. You guys and girls know when we say gun tube, we don't just mean the content creators. We mean those of you who view this material that we put in the time and the effort for. So definitely, I don't have an incense lit. Give everybody a couple minutes. We'll start at the 5-minute mark like always. Definitely. So also we on Instagram. Alert Zone TV. Follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna start dropping more on Instagram. I'm gonna start posting a little bit more on Instagram and things like that. I'm still learning all this new digital technology and stuff like that. So y'all definitely bear with me. Definitely give everybody a couple minutes to get up in here. So yeah, I hope everybody's doing well out there. Also, to the people of Jamaica, people in the Caribbean that went through the hurricane here recently, wish you guys a speedy recovery. Condolences to everybody that lost their lives, or if you lost someone, our condolences here. You guys and girls know I grew up in Hurricane Alley, so I know what it's like to have to deal with hurricanes, definitely. So, give everybody a couple more minutes to get up in here. We'll start at the meat and potatoes at the 5-minute mark. Definitely. Like I said, let me just go ahead on and shout out a regular gun guy, fat guy with guns. I appreciate it. I dropped in y'all live yesterday. I got a chance to catch y'all live for a little bit. I always learn something when I go on the lives over there, definitely. Trey Fire for 7 Productions, She Shoots, Summer Shoots, Guns and Journey, my girl, Dr. T, my girl, Yoki, shout out to you, T Electric, my boy. Oh, by the way, I didn't do this yesterday. I wanted to do a actual visual shout out to all the veterans out there. I did a post. I posted on my channel. I posted on my Instagram yesterday. But shout out to all the veterans out there, male and female. We definitely appreciate your service. We glad you guys and girls that's still around are able to still be here with us. So definitely, you guys and girls made the ultimate sacrifice. I was just kind of busy yesterday and I didn't have a chance to get this done. So. Like I said, but to all the gun tubers, Honest Outlaw, I think you do really good content. Hitcock 45 and a gazillion others, man. Salute to you too, Destro. Oh yeah, and White Rambo Music, USMC. I'm sorry. You guys and girls, make sure y'all go and check his channel out. Jason, we definitely appreciate you for your service. You already know where we at with it. So, definitely. To everybody else that was a veteran, and to current military, we appreciate what you guys and girls doing too, because I don't want to leave y'all out. With that being said, we're at the 5-minute mark. Let's go ahead and get to this. First off, I'm gonna try not to keep you guys and girls all night. I just thought I would do this in a live stream instead of a pre-recorded video. Because in the pre-recorded videos, you know, YouTube is very, very sensitive about what we say. There's something we need to tackle. So you guys know I'm old-fashioned. It took me a long time to catch up to technology. I'm still not up with technology. I own a Droid. I don't own an iPhone, and I don't plan on ever getting an iPhone. If you ever see Uncle with an iPhone, my children bought it for me. I'm a tech dinosaur. I'm still learning. I'm kind of stubborn. Well, with that being said, I'm learning Instagram and Instagram Reels and stuff like that. And that was the inspiration for this live stream that we're going to do. Sometimes we as people, but particularly here in America, we have to be careful about what we say, but also how we present it to the world. Because there's always somebody that's, as they say, willing to crash out. There's always somebody that's willing to go the extra mile. In the streets, they say the only thing worse than a gangbanger is a wannabe. Because the wannabe will kill you faster than a real gangster. We used to have a saying when I was coming up that guys who had heart wouldn't fight cowards, because a coward would kill you faster than a dude with heart. Look, we live in America. Let me start this off by America. America is a melting pot. This is not a homogenous country. For those of you who never been to America, you see different shades. There's probably people from every country on the planet in this country right now. There's people from all over the world here in America. You know, Japan is a homogenous society. You go to some of these other places and they're very homogenous. It's not like that here in America. In America, we have a lot of division. We have racial, gender, financial, political, religious. We have all kind of division in this country. And anybody that tells you that we don't, they're lying to you, and they're a fucking liar. But because we don't all agree on the same things, don't mean we can't get along with each other. I don't have to like your political view to get along with you, because you may not like mine. There's people who love what they hear here. There's people that subscribe to this channel. They can't stand for me to talk about anything that's not showing a fire on. And I understand that. I can tell that by the views that I have on this channel. You know, when I started the Alert Zone TV, I said I was going to show everybody how race, politics, and the 2A intersected each other, whether you liked it or not. There was no such way of these things not intersecting themselves with each other. Not because I wanted to start conflict, but it's more intertwined than people think it is. And before I ever thought about starting a YouTube channel, I would see different content creators that would make posts about don't bring that into the Second Amendment. Well, look, the Second Amendment for some of us have an asterisk. Asterisk, however you want to pronounce it. Everybody don't have the same rights in practice that we do on paper. And that's the kind of stuff I want people to understand. Everybody don't have that. There's a very dangerous narrative that I've been seeing pushed on Instagram, and I don't like it. And I'm going to tell you why it's dangerous. Because you may think it's just content and it's back and forth, but there's always somebody that's willing to go out there and test. Let me break this down into a two-part thing. Let's talk about this Civil War. You guys know the last couple years, but since the Charlie Kirk incident, This thing about a civil war. Let me make this clear. America ain't gonna have a fucking civil war, okay? First off, let me give you guys and girls a quick history lesson. The last civil war. Hold on. I'm sorry, everybody. Something was going on. I could feel the damn stairs shaking. The last Civil War. Abraham Lincoln made it clear. It was to keep the Union together. It wasn't to end slavery. He said if he could have kept the Union and slavery together, he would have. Abraham Lincoln said he didn't believe in equality of the races. He would see the superior signed to white folk. That's Abraham Lincoln. That's not Uncle James. I'm repeating his words. Let's get into today's time. Republican, Democrat. Since that's these two entities that's always talking about a damn civil war. Let me tell you something. I don't care if you're a MAGA Republican, which there's no such thing, and I'm gonna break that down to you. If you one of them old neocons, if you a left, far leftist, whatever, you guys ain't gonna get out here and fucking fight it out. You guys ain't gonna get out here and shoot it out. And I don't know why y'all keep putting that out there. First off, let me state some facts. Donald Trump was a lifelong Democrat before he ran for president as a Republican. He said, I'm not a Republican. I'm running as a Republican because the Democrats have the system rigged. They want Hillary to be the nominee. Go back and look at it. Hell, there's pictures of Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and Donald Trump. Donald Trump used to donate to their campaign. When Kamala Harris ran to be Attorney General or whatever in California, Donald Trump gave her money. Let's get that straight. Donald Trump, this is for Republicans. This is a history lesson. Follow on. This is for people who consider themselves MAGA and Republican. This is why Donald Trump is destroying the Republican Party, because he's never been a Republican. He said that. He ran as a Republican because he knew he could win. Period, point blank. The MAGA wing, as they call it, is something totally different. Oh man, I'm glad you can catch me live. We're just having a little discussion. I'm gonna get to the meat and potatoes, everybody, I promise. I promise if you guys and girls will just listen to me, take your emotions out and use your logic. Donald Trump was and still is a damn Democrat. Period, point blank. This is why he don't have no allegiance to the Republican Party. All right. Nevertheless, the Charlie Kirk incident happened, and I seen people saying, "Oh, the government just need to get out the way and let us have this civil war." These quote unquote people from the right. There's one guy in particular, I don't know how to read his Instagram name. He's a shaved bald fella. He loves putting out this content about this civil war and showing that if the right lined up against the left. Dude, let me say this. You guys ain't gonna have no fucking civil war, and I'm gonna tell you why. All y'all leftists and rightists, all y'all MAGA Republicans, all y'all MAGA people, and all y'all far left people, and all this craziness, y'all go to the same fucking schools. Your children go to the same schools. Y'all live in the same fucking gated community. Y'all shop at the same grocery stores. Y'all belong to the same damn golf clubs, courses. Y'all go to the baseball games together. Hell, some of y'all married to each other. Some of y'all is a hard down red hat, and the other one, if you stick a knife in them, your blood is blue. You guys ain't gonna have no fucking civil war. Just stop it. And the reason I'm asking you to stop this is there's kids watching this shit. They don't know no better. they'll be the ones to get out here and talk about having a civil war, and they'll actually put this shit into fucking motion. That's why I'm saying stop this shit with this civil war talk. If you guys are gonna have a civil war, just like Pookie and Ray Ray, they live around the corner from each other. They know exactly where each other live. Talking about drop your location and sliding and all that. These guys know where each other live. If they really want to find them, all right, we got Dr. T in the house. If they really want to find each other, they know where to go and look. If you one of them MAGA guys or girls that's out here talking about the Republican Civil War, let's have this Civil War in America, you guys don't want no fucking Civil War. Instead of worrying about us when we show up in your neighborhood, why don't you do this? Why don't you go knock next door on your liberal neighbor's front door, when they open the door, punch them in the face? Since you want this fucking Civil War so bad. You guys don't want a Civil War. All y'all want is a fucking ambush. That's all you guys want. You had people after Charlie Kirk got killed out here running around, these MAGA guys, screaming, white men fight back. Fight back against who? You already know who the left is. Let's talk about it. Like in our community, we know who our ops is. You know who your ops is. But that's not really the ops you're after. You don't actually want to go after them. You know why? Because when Thanksgiving come, some of y'all gonna be sitting on the side of the table. Y'all gonna be blue hat. And you're gonna be sitting across from somebody on the table that's a fucking red hat. And y'all gonna be yucking it up at fucking Thanksgiving dinner together with each other. Y'all gonna be buying each other Christmas presents. The only thing you motherfuckers is willing to have a civil war about is Black Friday. When you see something on the damn shelf and somebody beat you to it. You guys ain't gonna have a fucking civil war. Just please stop it. Just stop it. It's not gonna be a civil war. All of you guys who talk that civil war shit, when the shooting start, when the fighting start, y'all gonna be sitting inside hoping somebody else's son and daughter's out there. So just stop it already. Okay? That brings me to another thing that I've been seeing. Now, this is where I'm going to ruffle some feathers. This race war. Look, man. In America, we have racial differences. They exist. I don't care who don't like that I'm bringing it up. Damn it, they exist. We can agree to disagree. You can point out what my community does wrong all day long, and all groups don't have a problem with doing that. Just don't get angry when we start pointing the finger back at you. That's all. And we point out what your group does wrong. Because there's crime in every group. We just got a group that crime is not romanticized. People will tell you how much they hate rap music, but can sit down and tell you the Godfather saga. They can tell you every line to every fucking Godfather movie. And all that is a bunch of damn white dudes, Italians, out there just killing each other, left and fucking right. To my Mexicans, some of y'all parents, will tell you how much they don't like rap music. And it's that chongo and mayete music. And then turn around and turn on a bunch of narco corridos that talk about nothing but guns, drugs, and fucking sex. So on and so forth. There ain't a person out there that probably haven't seen Goodfellas and Casino and be glued to the fucking TV. And it was just straight killing all the way through. But let's go ahead and have a discussion about this race war that's never going to happen. Because a lot of y'all out there that talk this race war crap, you don't want a race war. You want a fucking race ambush. That's what you want. Stephen Miller, after Charlie Kirk got killed, he showed up at that little Klan rally out there in Arizona. Who are you? You people have built nothing. Who is he talking to? You're supposed to be eulogizing a dead person here. You out here talking about coming from a line of Vikings and warriors and all this other garbage. But a lot of these people that talk that race war crap, and oh, you guys ain't ready for a race war because you can't win. These people talking that race war crap don't really want a race war. You want an ambush. And I can prove it to you. Jared Taylor, one of the preeminent white supremacists of this time, he doesn't go around screaming nigga, but all he does is push up about black people this, black people that. He's like Myron Gaines, just a little more settled. He told young white males that black men was gonna come in the neighborhood and rape all the white women and blah, 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 blah. Dylan Roof decided he wanted to participate in this race war, but he went to a church full of black people. He waited for everybody to bow their heads to prayer, then he started shooting. When they caught him and took him to Burger King and then took him to the interrogation room and asked him why he did what he did, he told them, I wanted to start a race war. They asked him, well, why didn't you go in the hood? He said, because they got guns and they shoot back. That's why I picked the church. That's my exact point. He knows where the smoke is, but he doesn't really want it. All these cops and all these right-wingers and Stephen Miller, he wants a race ambush. That's all he wants. That's why he was talking all that shit about Memphis. But he's going to be hiding in the fucking army base, but he wants your son and daughter out there in the middle of his foolishness. Look, everybody are what they are. I'm black and I'm proud of that. For white folk, ain't nothing wrong with being white. There's nothing wrong with being proud of being white. There's nothing wrong with being proud of being Mexican and Salvadorian, whatever you are. But you can be proud of what you are without denigrating other people, without enticing or trying to incite violence with other people. Because let's be honest, if you guys and girls really want a race war, we all know where to find each other. All you got to do is open your fucking door and go outside. And if you drive long enough, you'll find somebody from a group that you claim to hate. Go ahead and do them. But if you really want a war, go to where you know their army is and show us how brave you are. Don't run up in the church full of people and shoot up the fucking church. Don't run up in the school full of people and shoot up the fucking school. No, go to where the fucking problem is. Tell them you're coming. Go to where the problem is. I'm going to tell you why this is a dangerous narrative. All these school shooters, they all talk about this race war and they disdain for black folks, but they're shooting up a lot of innocent white kids. That's dangerous to let this fucking narrative keep being around. If rap music promotes violence, I ain't gonna argue with you. But you know what? Don't throw stones from a glass house. Because just like you can go to any neighborhood or any hood in the black community and show me violence, I can go to any hood in any other group's neighborhood and show you violence from that group. And it don't matter what group it is. Asians. Y'all did the Stop Asian Hate thing, but you dragged black people out there and said we was the face of it. But it wasn't a black man that went in that massage parlor and killed all them Asian people. It was a white guy. When 2023 started off, it was Asian guys that went out there on them rampages. It wasn't nobody else. Them women that's being trafficked in them massage parlors, that's Asian people trafficking them. Why are you guys pointing the finger at us? We don't have no involvement with that. Look, I done been to 46 out of the 48 continental United States. Let me say this, whether you like this or not, because I can prove it. The majority of this country is separated. The majority of this country is segregated. Most people don't live around other people that's not from their group. Don't care where you go at in this country. Even in the urban cities. The urban cities are more segregated than people think they are. You might see people in Walmart that's different nationalities. In Costco's that's different nationalities. I mean living amongst each other. The majority of this country is segregated. The majority of these country We segregated by religion, by race, by ethnicity, even segregated by class, by money. The Asians live in a community together, but not all Asians that live in Chinatown are Chinese. Black folk. The Haitians got their own little enclave. The Nigerians, the Bohemians, the Jamaicans, the Liberians, and whatever else. And then we have our enclave. White folk. Y'all segregate among y'all ethnicities. Everybody has some kind of a segregation and separation here. That's just a part of American makeup. Yeah. We look, America, we have our issues here. But you know what? When you start inciting violence, you may think that is harmless. You may think like Charlie Kirk was going around, he was focusing on black people so much to the point that right after he got killed, there was a white kid went to his school in Colorado and started shooting white folk. My whole point is, stop calling for these things you guys and girls are not willing to engage in because it's innocent people losing their lives. Period, point blank. You guys that keep calling for this race war, just like Stephen Miller, he wants a race war as long as he can have the federal government with him. A lot of these guys that out here that push that race war, that race narrative crap, you guys don't want a race war. You want to get out there and you want an ambush. You want to be able to confront us and have the police back you up. Like out there in Cincinnati, all these neo-Nazi groups, you want the police to back you up. That's what you want. You want the military to back you up. And for those of you who feel like you can't get the ball rolling fast enough or you too much of a coward, I just got to call it like it is. You go and put on a police uniform. And Ray Tinsey, when he killed Samuel DuBose, he had a Confederate t-shirt on. He professed his disdain for us. You guys are cowards. Period, point blank. You don't want a race war because you know where all the shooters at. Because for the people who say you got so much of black fatigue, your Instagram is littered with videos about black folk. Well, if you got so much fatigue, the fuck you posting them up there for? For black folk, if you got white fatigue so much and you hate white folk, what the fuck you keep posting them for? Post something you're not tired of. You're making money off something that's possibly going to get people killed because there are real life victims. That's my whole thing. All this bullshit talk about a civil war ain't gonna be no fucking civil war, okay? All this bullshit talk about a race war, look, you guys don't want a race war. Steven Crowder. For those of you who don't know who Steven Crowder is, I call him Steven Chowderhead. After Charlie Kirk got killed, he decided to show up in a barbershop full of black men so he can lecture them about how inherently violent we are. Well, if he thought that, why the fuck did he go to a black barbershop then? If we're so inherently violent, stay off our HBCU campuses. Leave us alone. Leave us to our own vices. Just leave us. If we're going to kill each other, stay out of the way. Period, point blank. Don't say we're these violent people and we need to be put down and we so this and we so that, but you breaking your neck to come around us. We don't want to debate you. We tried having a dialogue. Every time we try having a dialogue, you guys say all we do is complain and this and that. Okay, so we don't want to talk no more. Leave us alone. If you really want a race war, you know where people can be found at. You don't want a race war, you want a fucking race ambush. And the problem with that, and the reason I decided to do this live and publicly, and I don't care who don't like it, is, you know what? I'm a dad. I'm a granddad. I'm an uncle. I've never applauded the loss of innocent life. I don't care that I'm not white. I don't think it's funny to turn on the fucking news or have it come across my feed that some guy or some girl who claimed that they want a race war so bad went in a school full of innocent children and mowed them fucking down. That's children, because you know what? That could easily be my children. I don't think that's funny. I don't think that is funny and is cute that when school starts every year, we have to sit on the edge of our fucking chairs and wonder, is today going to be the day that we're going to get the call that our kid was an innocent victim in some kind of a school or church shooting? You know, I'm going to get very specific about some things. You guys know I live in Iowa. I used to work at a place called JBS, Meatpacking Plant. It's predominantly Mexican. There's other Hispanics, there's Asians, there's a few whites here, there's a few black, some Africans, there's a few black Americans, far and few in between. But when I started working there, and people found out I was into firearms, this was in 2015 when I started working there, so it was long before the alerts on TV was ever thought of. I would talk about guns because I like guns, and people would tell me I was crazy. I'm reaching. I'm crazy. I'm exaggerating. The bold ones would tell me right to my face. Black folk, all y'all always be on the edge for nothing. All y'all do is cry and complain. Don't nobody want to do nothing to y'all. Don't nobody want to do you nothing. If you just go to work and mind your business and whack hard, ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Even at my house, I had to hear this. Then that guy drove from Dallas to El Paso, went into a Walmart, and shot all them innocent Mexican people because of his disdain for Mexicans. He drove 600 and something miles to fucking El Paso to carry out a massacre. The next day after work, I wasn't so crazy then. All the people who called me a fucking maniac and told me I'd be exaggerating was coming up to me asking me how do I get a concealed carry permit. That I can recommend what kind of gun they can get to protect themselves. All of a sudden, I wasn't this crazy maniac. I wasn't this fucking nut. I wasn't this nut job that was just exaggerating when that happened. And I explained to them, let me tell you something. We all have differences of opinions about each other. We all have prejudices about each other. Because it's a difference in having a friend from another group and being around another group. That's two different things. I've never had a non-white friend until I was grown. I grew up in the black neighborhoods. I went to one school that was supposed to be integrated and all the classes in the fucking cafeteria was segregated. The Vietnamese on one side, the blacks on the other side. So I don't know nothing about integration. I ain't know nothing about having non-black friends until I was an adult. And even when I first became adult, it was a while before I started being around people from other cultures. I was never around Hispanic people when I was little. I was around nothing but black folks. Certain places I was around white folk, but that was it. Never been around the other non-white American, non-black American people. I started driving a truck and I started meeting people from other groups. Started meeting Mexican people. I become friends with a couple of those guys. But being friends with them is different than being around them and their people. For the last 16 years, I've been around Mexican people. What's going on? I've been around them, so I've had a chance to get to know them as a group. And because I've never been around them, some of the prejudices that I saw on TV, I dropped. Some of the things I thought good and bad about them on TV, I dropped. I got a chance to see, okay, well, not everybody that's Hispanic is illegal. But I also got to see a lot of the fucking crimes that they commit too, I've never seen that I thought that they didn't do. As I've gotten older and I've gotten a chance to live around other people, Everybody have their own groups. There's a Pookie and Ray Ray in every group. There's thieves, robbers, murderers, molesters in every fucking group. It just seems everybody's okay amplifying ours. And that's fine. I'm not one of them, what about when you point out what I do wrong? All I'm telling you is don't throw stones from a glass house, number one. Number two, I'm telling you, as a law-abiding citizen, this is why we got to be legally armed. We got people pushing false narratives that's costing real lives. Jerry Taylor got a whole bunch of people killed in that church. And Dylan Roof made it clear who it was that encouraged him to do that with his rhetoric. Jerry Taylor got that blood on his hand just as much as Dylan Roof. A lot of y'all angry about Mondani or whatever the fuck his name is, the mayor of New York, because he's Muslim and this and that. But guess what? Y'all throwing stones from a glass house. Because some of the very same people who can't stand him have perpetuated hate for so long. And it's caused Bernie gets all this narrative about us being the inherently violent. Bernie Getz shot a bunch of damn teenagers on the train that didn't do him nothing. And he said they needed to be shot. And they held him damn near as a hero, a vigilante. At the end of the day, I don't mind us having differences, and I would love for us to have discussions so we can get to know each other. We ain't gonna agree on everything. Some people's politics ain't gonna change no matter what, and that's fine. What I'm asking for us as law-abiding citizens, be careful about what we say and what we promote, because it's real lives. It's not funny. It's funny, and you think you insulated until they show up at your child's school. Because let's be honest, here in America, the last 30 years, damn near 30 years since Columbine, the number one reason of school shooting has been the hatred of mainly black folks, but other folks. And you know what? There was a lot of people who thought it wouldn't happen to them until it happened to them. Think about it. It started in public schools, now it then moved to these private schools. Think about that bastard that went to that church in Minneapolis and shot them damn kids that was in there praying. And I don't want to hear nothing about him being a leftist, about him being trans. I don't want to hear none of that crap. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. This is a reckoning we need to have. Because if it's okay for you guys and girls to point out what my community does that's detrimental to society, make sure you point out yours too. Yes, we have our issues. Goodness knows we have our issues. There ain't no stories of us going around like in California right now, finding homeless Mexican people and shooting at them with paintballs and calling them damn wetbacks and what have you. But two guys just got arrested in California riding around in Fontana, shooting homeless black people and calling them all kinds of niggas and mayetes and all that. That's real life victims. That's hate. That's hate with action behind it. You guys and girls got to understand something about this internet. The internet has changed the world. Unfortunately. Things that you used to see and not see, everybody can see it in real time now. You got AI out here. Going through Instagram Reels, do you know how much of this stuff is AI powered? You got AI putting straight lies out there. You got people using AI to alter voices, alter stories, what have you. It's dangerous. And it's going to cost people their lives. See, there used to be a time when you lost your life, either you was a victim of a random crime or you did something. Now there's nothing more innocent than going to church to pray. Going to the grocery store to buy food to feed yourself and your family. And hate has infiltrated the church in the grocery stores to the point now you gotta fucking know where the X is at, and you gotta have a pistol on you when you're in the grocery store. Sometimes you can't allow certain things to fester. And sometimes you gotta tell people to lead by example. For all of y'all claiming that y'all want that fucking civil war, don't keep talking about it online. Go out there and fucking do it. Without the help of the government, though. See, the people who want this civil war and these race wars, they want the government to help them. That's it. Y'all got all that fucking gear. Y'all do all this practicing and what have you, and you guys ain't gonna bust a fucking grape. Period, point blank. During the George Floyd uprisings, whether people liked what was happening or not, you had all these guys sitting back on 4chan and Stormfront and the rest of these places, these keyboard fucking Rambos, talking about what they would do. And when black folks showed up out in the street, they was in fucking hiding. They wanted the police to help them. They wanted the military out there to help them. Because these guys don't want no fucking race war. They want a race ambush. Just like these morons talking about a civil war, these guys don't want no civil war. Because you already know who your quote-unquote op is. You sleep with them. You're having children with them. You're married to them. Some of them is your mama. Some of them is your daddy. Some of them is your fucking neighbor. Y'all gonna be online talking about you want a civil war Saturday night and Sunday evening at fucking kickoff time at 12 o'clock. You're gonna be in Arrowhead Stadium rooting for the fucking Chiefs together. All that civil war talk gonna go right on out the fucking window. You guys don't want a fucking civil war. And that's fine. All I'm saying is stop pushing it. Because it's gonna cost people their lives. Ain't gonna be no civil war here in America. Just stop it. Just stop it. Period, point blank. The people you claim are your ops, you know where you can find them. You live with them, like I said. You play racquetball with them. You golf with them. You go hang gliding with them. You surf with them. You eat chicken wings and drink beer with them together and everything else. You guys don't want no fucking civil war. So just stop that bullshit. Stop trying to promote something you not about. Period, point blank. At the end of the day, whether you like what I just said in this live stream or you don't, whether you agree with it, some was or not, that's fine. All I'm saying is, for me, I embrace everybody. Everybody is welcome here at the Alert Zone. Everybody ain't gonna believe what I believe, but we should be united on the Second Amendment. And the Second Amendment says we have the right to protect ourselves, but I add this too. You need to know who you're protecting yourselves from. Because if you live in Idaho, you'd be a damn fool to go buy you 40 guns, a bulletproof vest, and a ballistic helmet because you worried about some dudes from the south side of Chicago coming up to fucking Boise to do you something. That's not where your threat is. If you live in a gated community, you getting all fucking Call of Duty'd out for a bunch of dudes that sag their skinny pants and ride around in the hood. It ain't gonna happen. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you from them. You least likely to run into them. I always say this when I talk to women. It's that old saying we had in New Orleans when you about to fight somebody, and because most people are right-handed, you be looking for the right, and that left come out of nowhere and catch you. Women be looking for men to be the ones to do them something, and then you find out there's always a woman that was involved. Situational awareness is something that a lot of people talk about, but they never really do a deep dive of situational awareness, because you know what? Sometimes situational awareness gonna put them in a position that they uncomfortable, unconsciously having to think about. They're uncomfortable of going in a grocery store in a 90% white town and having to worry about a white shooter. Some of them can't fathom having to think about that. Well, for me, when I'm around my community, well, I already know what the threat is. Yeah, man. We got well-dressed tactical in the house. So I just thought that I would do this live and have this live stream because it's dangerous, it's foolish, and I just really wish it would stop. So that's why I'm getting the conversation started. Maybe you guys and girls can spread this conversation. Look, just talk about a civil war and a race war. Just stop. Just let's at least let those two things go, because it's gonna be in this race war. This phony race war is the one we losing the most people from. Like I said, you may think that it's not going to affect you, and it can't happen until it shows up at your school, and you get the phone call and it's your son or your daughter that you worried about if they're shot. And when these killers show their lip, well, now the government has decided when these killers post their little manifestos online, the very first thing they do is go look to see if they posted a manifesto so they can go ahead and cover up the reason why this person did this. But as a matter of fact, since Columbine, most of these school shootings, most of these grocery store shootings, have been because of this quote-unquote race war that these guys and girls claim that they want. But they went and found innocent white people, innocent people from their communities to kill children. And I have yet to see the adults talk about this. The adults, the families of the victims, never bring this up. They keep bringing up guns and mental illness. No, let's talk about some of these conversations y'all have at the fucking dinner table. Some of these group chat conversations that y'all have. Some of these memes of us being chips and monkeys and what have you. Let's have those conversations. Because you know what? Those are the conversations that are killing your children. Kodak Black, talking about whatever he doing, and whoever doing the Dougie and whatever the newest dance is not killing your children. It's this phony narrative about a race war that's having real life consequences. You may not like what I'm saying, but you can't call me a liar because there's proof out there. As they say, Google is your friend. Just Google it. I'm not making it up. I wish I didn't have to have this conversation, but it needs to be had. Because there's been blood and there's going to continuously be blood spilled behind this foolishness. Like I said in my live stream about Charlie Kirk, if he didn't believe the things that he was saying, he was a fool for letting somebody pay him to get up there and spout that foolishness. Because it cost him his fucking life. His prominence, whether you like what I'm about to say or not, was that he constantly went in public to chastise black people. That was his number one thing. That was the thing he was the most famous for, was coming after us, and it got him fucking killed. Period, point blank. And you guys and girls saw the Utah mayor, the governor of the governor of Utah, or the mayor of Salt Lake City, whoever he was, say he prayed for 33 hours that it wasn't one of them. Because you know what? The statistics and the history told him that it was going to be one of them. And he was just hoping it was somebody he can other. At the end of the day, everybody is welcome here in the Alert Zone. You'll hear me say something that most gun tubers won't say publicly, but I'll say it. I don't have an issue with an out-and-out white supremacist having guns. The way I neutralize that threat is I go get my own. He got his, I have mine. He can call me or whatever he wants as long as he don't run up on me. Or she, because I'm an equal opportunity. I don't discriminate. You can pass a background check. The requirements, go right ahead on and get legally armed. I don't like having an asterisk next to my Second Amendment. I don't want you to have no asterisk next to yours. So when you pull up talking stupid, I can put you in your fucking place. Period, point blank. You call me all the niggas you want. This just won't be one that you hang from a tree. That's all. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6, goddammit. So at the end of the day, I want everybody to think about this before I end this live stream. Stop this civil war talk, because it's not going to happen. Stop this race war talk, because it's constantly getting children in particular killed. And you may not think I'm race baiting. You may think I'm trying to race hustle until you get the phone call that is your kid. Then you'll think about, damn, that guy tried to warn us. Like I said, I don't take no no glory in innocent blood being shed. And it really hurts me to see these children losing their lives like this. Because they're children. But if we don't have this conversation, if we don't put all the cards on the table, but only a few of them, we never gonna solve this problem. Just like y'all say rap music entice people to go out and commit violence, well guess what? All these Myron Gaines type that's showing up on these college campuses, these Charlie Kirk, these Steven Crowders, these Laura Ingraham, and the rest of that, Nikki Haley and the rest of that bunch, they're encouraging this, but it's your kids that's going out and committing these crimes, and it's your kids that's going out there and going to the graveyard, the cemetery for these crimes. At the end of the day, get legally armed, people. Understand that the threat can come from anywhere, at any time, at any place. There is no safe place. Your home is supposed to be your castle and is supposed to be your safe haven. There's a joke outside of America, for those of you who've never left America, that says, behind every door in America, there's an AR-15 or AK-47 behind it. In our homes, we are armed to the teeth. And it's supposed to be our sanctuary. Well, the same thing goes for out in public. You don't never know where the threat is going to come from. I know you have, like me, we've all been given the image of a criminal. But image and definition is two different things. I always give this analogy. Ted Bundy doesn't fit the image of a serial killer, but look at what he did. Jeffrey Dahmer, a soft-spoken white guy that was gay. And he was a cannibal. I can go on and on and on and on. Bernie Madoff. Bernie Madoff destroyed people's lives. That's a thug. Image and definition is two different things, and you better learn that. You're never going to stop certain things until you have these uncomfortable conversations. In my community, we have Stop the Violence marches. We have peace marches. We constantly have people online, even before online came about, publicly saying we got to do better. We our own worst enemy and all that. Well, guess what? To all these other communities, it's time you guys start doing the same thing. Don't wait until some white girl gets stabbed on the train by a black dude to jump up and down and say something got to be done. When the white kid goes and he airs the fucking school out with the AR-15, go out there and say we got to stop the violence. Don't talk about mental illness and having assault rifles. No, talk about the real problem, the violent culture. Talk about it like we do. When these women getting holed out and pimped out at these damn salons, massage parlors, let the Asian community come out here and say we got to stop this, the exploitation of our women. We don't hear Asian people talking about that. The Hispanics, same shit with y'all. Get out there. Talk publicly about it. Let's see the marches, specifically for your community to put the guns down and all that. For all the things you can say about us, we're the only group that openly acknowledge our problems. We got a long way to go to solve them, but we acknowledge them. I'm telling you, you're never going to solve this issue. And you may think that I'm talking out the side of my ass until you get that phone call that you got to come down there to the morgue and identify your baby. Like I said, they done showed up in these private schools now. These Catholic Christian schools. This race war that some of y'all so claim y'all want, y'all need to stop it. If you really want this race war, go ahead and carry it out. Stop getting online and trying to get other people to go do your fucking dirty work. Because it's costing people their fucking lives. Period, point blank. Rap music was meant for entertainment. These movies was meant for entertainment. Goodfellas and all this stuff. That stuff was meant for entertainment. But some of this other stuff that's going on out here that's calling for these race wars and these civil wars, it's not funny. When innocent people get their head blowed off because maybe they voted a certain way, it's not funny. It's not cute. With that being said, I appreciate everybody that was able to catch this live. If you're new here, we appreciate you. We got just all kinds of great content on this channel. If you're returning, we appreciate you. You know we love you here. We love everybody, and we love to have these kinds of conversations. You may want to know what does this have to do with the Second Amendment? Because people are pushing so many false narratives. That's why you got to be protected out there legally. Because you never know when it's going to be your turn. You never know when you're going to be in a gas station, a church, at a funeral, at a school, at a dance, at a club. You never know when it's going to be your turn. You never know when you're going to be at a country music concert and somebody like Stephen Paddock opens the window of his hotel and kill 50, damn near 60 fucking people. You never know when that's going to happen. You never know. You may think that your threat is coming from outside of your community, but as humans, we all get on guard when we get around outsiders. It's when we're around people we feel comfortable around that we relax. Our own group of people. In closing, I'm going to say this. Eric and Lyle Menendez was pulling home invasions and home burglaries in their community before they killed their parents. Just let that sink in for a minute. It wasn't outsiders. It was people from that neighborhood. Sometimes the threat is right there in your face. Don't be blind to it. We don't ever advocate for violence here. We just advocate for you to defend yourself. But you can't defend yourself if you don't know what you're defending yourself from. If you live in Maine, believe me, you ain't got to worry about a blood doing you nothing. And if you're getting legally armed to kill a blood, well, guess what? Brian Kohlberger will come to your door and he'll be the one that'll kill you. In Idaho, you guys and girls remember Brian Kohlberger. It wasn't John Tavius from off Old Block that went out there and did that. It was Brian Kohlberger. Even law enforcement. I think that's the road I ain't going to travel down tonight. So with that being said, get legally armed out here. Understand the threat and know where the threats come from. Don't be like some people. Get legally armed for a group of people they never going to see. Hit me in the comment section, let me know what you're thinking. Until next time, stay safe, stay armed. Shout out to the state of Texas. Stay on high alert.